So day 274 of Hey, what are you doing today? And yesterday I decided to kind of make it a quest to have a perfect day. A day where I did everything kind of 100%, and even when trials came up, I handled them correctly, and just a day of living as the perfect me, I guess would be a good way to put it. Well, needless to say, I didn't have a perfect day, but it was kind of funny because I kind of anticipated by putting that upon myself. I kind of expected that the ether might respond with some trials to kind of test me a little bit, and that's precisely what happened. But what was really interesting was that to live in that perspective, and I'm gonna make the attempt to have a perfect day tomorrow too, but to live in that perspective, I really became more aware of these lessons that come up on a daily basis. I'm starting to see that I'm hit with trials, little turbulent escapades, that it's up to me and how I react and how I handle it, and how I let it affect me, and how I in turn affect the situation itself, that enables me to learn and grow from that. Just the element of being aware of it, and looking at life in that way, and looking at the trial as not a reactive state, even though sometimes today, that's why I say it wasn't a perfect day, because a large portion of the trials and the things that occurred today, I was in a reactive state. I was in a reactive state where I was kind of watching myself, but I was still aware that I was in a reactive state. However, quickly after the reactive state, I was able to see the things that I did incorrectly, things that I could have handled a different way, could have handled a little bit better. The other element that's kind of interesting about it is these lessons, even though I'm aware of the correction for some of the reactivity, even though I'm aware of the incorrection in some of my actions, it's still something that has, for me, in any regards, has to be lived to be learned. It has to be, in order to have the full grasp of the situation, in order to have that full control, I've got to put it into action. Even though now mentally and consciously I am aware of different elements in handling myself, it needs to be tested by fire. And that's why this scenario is good. That's why, even though I'm aware that things weren't handled perfectly, so many lessons came out of it, so much information came out of it, and a regurgitation of information that I already knew in some regards. And all of that strengthens things. And it's kind of like every stroke sharpens the blade, so to speak. So being aware of it is one thing, but putting it in the fire and striking it, sharpening it, is another element that is required in this. But so many little things, just to kind of give you an idea, that I had picked up, with a disagreement. There's no sense in letting that ego jump up. There's no sense in butting heads with somebody. I went to go pick up just to give you an example, I went to go pick up my car. It's been a month. It's been in a body shop. And I get it back, and there's a couple things incorrect, some new damage on the vehicle that actually wasn't there before, and the biggest part is I have a wheel that's been replaced, and the wheel is a different color than the other three wheels, the gentleman I was talking to, the story changed 3 different times in the process. I don't want to relive that element of it. However, I realized that, immediately the ego kind of took over. I'm angry. I'm catching you in a lie, and now I've lost all confidence in you. Those kind of things went on, and then how are we going to fix it? I can't fix it, and then the whole battle comes up. It's just 2 egos battling each other out. And I mean, it could have been handled so much better if I had found some kind of level camaraderie, joke about it, be inquisitive about it, somehow establish that element of we're humans and we make mistakes. What can we do to correct it versus getting into the attack and defense mode. Obviously that served no purpose, so now I'm not even sure what's going to happen tomorrow with the vehicle. And then just there's so many little things, and that's just not the other side of it. The other thing was, it's kind of been in the back of my mind the whole time. I've never been in a situation where somebody had to take care of a vehicle of mine, and that was in an accident, and so in the back of my head, I'm worried about for a month now, I've been kind of worried about how it's going to turn out, are there going to be any issues, and I think that worry, it's funny because I started reading something that I read at the very beginning of this, and how worry is just kind of a paralyzing element, a completely utterly worthless thing, and how it's just I can't quite recall the benefits of the words, and I guess that's why it's nice to take notes and study those notes over and over again, so I can be more familiar with it, which is what I did. I read it the first time and then looked at it again, just randomly came up, but that in itself was kind of freeing. I'm not, whatever happens tomorrow happens tomorrow. If I can't get the wheel righted, I can correct the wheel myself. It's not really that big a deal. It's a physical piece of property that will dissolve and be forgotten about. The story I'll have for the rest of my life if I ever want to regurgitate it. And sometimes the story is more valuable than the material property. Some of my favorite stories have come from bad situations, and so we'll see what comes of it. But in the end, I just have to be grateful for the lessons, and be grateful that another day held underneath the fire. Another day is sharpening the blade, and tomorrow we get up and we try to have a perfect day once again. So I think I'm gonna make that a new little thing. Strive for that perfect day. And I guess we'll see how it goes. So anyway, that's day 274. Hey, what are you doing today? Thanks.